Hello and welcome back to Total War Rome 2. I apologize for being out a couple of days. As I mentioned in a post on my channel, it is a busy week, both in work, things I need to do at home, and there's big stuff coming up for the channel soon that should be a lot of fun. So I just have a lot going on, and I'm working on it, and just time isn't what it used to be, because like I said, back in the day, my little boys used to go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, and I had a lot of time to do this kind of stuff. It's not the case anymore. However, I am here to talk to you all about something awesome. You might be wondering, what are we looking at here? This is what I saw in the thumbnail, and you just said, what? Exactly. What is this? Look, this is like a maul on his hand. I don't know what you call that, but yeah, this is a new unit. And this unit is fielded by Syracuse, folks. This is Mercenary Sardinian Champions. They have very low attack and extremely high damage here at 55. And a pretty good chunk of that goes to armor piercing at 15. That's a significant bit. They don't have any bonuses because they hit so hard there. Charge bonus is good. Melee defense is pretty low. Armor is low. Health is pretty subpar. And the morale's not outstanding, but they can Vanguard deploy. So this is going to be an interesting unit. It also has stock. So it's going to be able to move unseen under any terrain. So like if you were just walking across flat open sand, yes, they hide under the sand and can't be seen. All right, let's check out the rest of the Syracusan army. It's going to be militia hoplites, mercenary Samnite warriors, and a thorax hoplite general. Syracuse is taking up the player one role here. And if anybody was probably looking around, they might start to consider the fact that there's hidden units. And sure enough, the hidden units are almost immediately revealed by Carthage and their mercenary Celtic light horse. This is not good for the Sardinian champions. They may very quickly be the champions of death. So, not going to go well for him. That Celtic light horse is harassing them. Nice spot by Carthage. Let's get back and check out the rest of the armies over here. Kush and, the Galatians are going to be supporting Syracuse, and Kush has brought a lot of Kushite slave spearmen. They have a Royal Kushite Archer General, which is interesting. And then I see another Royal Kushite Archer, 2 standard Kushite Archers, and it looks like 3 Slave Slingers up front with a couple more Nubian Spearmen in the back. Galatia has Mercenary Horse Skirmishers, Cappadocian Cavalry, and 2 Noble Horse. It looks like they are moving to cross this shallow water, so they can cross at any point on this this river because it's all shallow water. Very cool map too, by the way. This is called Floodplain. Ooh, those Sardinian champions getting absolutely savaged out here. Carthage just going straight for the jugular against Syracuse's ploy to get a good vanguard deployed. Yeah, these units are getting savaged hard by that Carthaginian cavalry. These units are certainly not made to stand up to cavalry. They can't withstand the charge. They do good damage, but their attack isn't that high, and with the armor and hit points that low, they're going to be pretty susceptible even to this fairly light cavalry. But Carthage does pay a price. They do take some damage to their cavalry. And it looks like their light horse pushed forward to otherwise occupy the troops here. That's a pretty good call. Let's take a look for special commanders real quick on this side. Syracuse does have Archimedes, but we don't see that. It's just second wind. Let's take a look over here. I don't think Kush gets special abilities because they've got, I don't think they got a special commander, unless they already had Relentless. I don't remember. Focus Fire and Relentless seems different for them. I don't recall. Let's go check out Galatia. Galatia's just got second wind and battle rhythm here. And I remember this is on the Unconquered Sun mod, by the way. Oh man, those raiding horsemen going straight for the jugular, right into those Numidian cavalry. There's chariots back here, too, for the Iceni. So on the other side, we have Macedon, Carthage, and Iceni. Interesting combination. Macedon is playing player 2, which is the spears and missiles. Iceni is on player 1, and they aren't bad at player 1. Look at this, the bodyguard getting wrapped up in that. And that is a Hannibal bodyguard, too, so that is very risky. Oh my gosh, Galatia just going for broke here. Like, full Leroy Jenkins mode. His teammates are moving up, but I mean, this is beyond gutsy. This is getting downright suicidal here with the cavalry. It looks like they're going to pull off a little bit here. The Carthaginian cavalry has gotten beat up a little, and boy, Hannibal took a risk there, getting into that melee. The Numidian cavalry, though, did make those raiding horsemen die very quickly. And I'm not shocked. The Numidian cavalry have a tremendous number of javelins, and they're high damage javelins. Galatia does decide to get into it very far away from support. Their army is moving up to pressure, but it's still a ways off. And so Galatia has gone all in here with the cavalry. And no doubt they will smack around that Carthaginian cav, but they are just not getting the money's worth here. Noble horse getting absolutely shredded by the mercenary mercenary Numidian cav for Carthage. And that is a thunderbolt here coming in that's going to slow these noble horse even further in the Cappadocian cav. This is not good, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this pays off, but I don't think so, because I think Carthage is going to get left with cavalry, especially at least a little bit of Numidian cav, which is dangerous enough. Let's take a look at the rest of these armies. So the Iceni rolling in a lot of sword band, painted ones, Druid nobles. We do have a chosen sword, and I mentioned the chariot general. Chariots, if used right, are very deadly. It does require a lot of micromanagement, though. You need to get them at the right time. So looks like Galatia pulling out of that fight and now YOLOing straight for the chariot general. Yeah, the Galatian raiders acting like they were going to YOLO that general. Oh boy, there goes the Galatian general. That was brutal. Absolutely savage. Yeah, so the Galatians paid a stiff price there. Let's take a look at the skirmishers. We got Rhodian slingers here for Macedon. It's going to be 3 of those. Rhodian slingers are probably outgunned because of all the archers for the Kush and the slingers. But if we take a look at the infantry department, I don't know, there's a lot of heavy infantry over here. And the Iceni will do good on the charge. I don't think they're going to do great against this heavy Syracusan infantry long run, but there are a lot of them. And it would be interesting to see. I think the Chosen Sword Band could do all right. Without the cavalry around, by the way, those chariots, if they can stay clear of the missiles, could absolutely savage the infantry on the other side. And we'll see what happens. We're going to see a Thurio Spear push up. This is usually not a bad idea. Get in here, see if you can chuck some javelins over, get them into the skirmishers. Royal Peltis, same thing. They're moving up quite a ways in front of the lines here. They're still out of, well, they were out of sling and bow range, but I imagine those Royal Peltists are going to be a juicy target, especially with their unshielded flank exposed to those slingers. See what happens here. Very aggressive game so far from both sides. So we'll see what happens here, but I mean, that call by Galatia, man, that was absolutely bananas. I don't think any of Galatia survived at this point. I think that they bought the farm entirely. Well, let's see if the skirmish unfolds. The slave slingers are under heavy fire from the mercenary Rhodians. The Kushite archers are now moving up, and it looks like they are going to try and fire from the edge of their range into the Rhodians. I say that, they're actually not in range. Yeah, this is their line right here. So that's just the slingers inside of range. The Rhodians are making absolute mincemeat of the slave slingers, and I'm not surprised. They are in every way better units, other than cost. So, I mean, the Rhodians, though, I mean, this might be intentional, though, to wear out some of their ammunition here. Just get them to fire at the slave slingers. But, I mean, the Rhodians are going to have a lot of ammo. They should be able to kill those slave slingers and a whole lot more. We'll see. Here comes some Kushite spears pushing up on the left flank. We'll kind of get a feel, hopefully, for what these players are up to. I see the Kushite archers pushing up. There's 2 Royal Kushite archers, and there was 2 standards, so there's still a lot of skirmishers left for Kush. So probably no need to get in too big a hurry of a melee here. Here comes some painted ones going straight into a militia hoplite. They're going to do well on the charge. But a militia hoplite's a throwaway unit. So we'll see what happens here. Yep, the archers are going to open up all over that sword band. Start to pump some damage in there. The Rhodian slingers are still targeting slave slingers, I believe. From what I see. Yeah, that militia hoplite's going to crumble under the painted one attack. That is a brilliant attack by the painted one on that charge. And the militia hoplites did poorly against the sword band as well. I didn't expect much from militia hoplites. Here comes the backup. It's going to be the Samnite warriors. Check this out. We're getting a outmaneuver, chant, and frenzy. Going to be a battle rhythm on the Samnite warriors, though. So we're going to see their attack pop up. But, I mean, those painted ones are going to be like a lawnmower right now. Comes a Thorax Hoplite to intercept another sword band. I'm starting to feel like the home team is going to regret having lost that cavalry. I don't know, here comes some Carthaginian gap, then here's the Numidians. They can't fend it off all at once. There's going to be too many units to defend all at once. But, I don't know, these archers could stay alive. They're under tremendous fire from the Rhodian slingers, though. And the Rhodian slingers are all business, and they have been just slinging away. Their arms are going to be sore here soon. This is just light cavalry, but it's hard for those Nubian spears and slave spears to pull them down in a hurry, and just look at the damage they're inflicting. That's 2 Kushite archers gone. Very little damage in return. And then the Royal Kushite archers getting savaged pretty hard right now by the Rhodians. In fact, I think the Kush general ended up buying the farm there. So, a rough start for the home team. Let's see whether they can hold out in melee. There's some pikes here supporting Chosen Swordband. This is not good. Yeah, the home team is in some serious dookie right now. Galatia definitely went in early with that cavalry, and it is going to end up costing them big time, because here comes the chariots. Even if these spearmen started moving immediately in that direction, it looks like there's a mainline collapse that's about to happen. Druidic nobles and painted ones chopping through the Samnite warriors, just not enough to hold at this point. So that early attack, the ill-fated early attack out there with the cool new unit, we didn't get to see them like actually hit in action, but we did get to see it is there. And you might be, Air, these units are awesome, how do I get them? Unconquered Sun mod should be linked in my description of this video. Go check it out. Ooh, look at that. The chariots get savaged. Unity popped for the away team. It's going to give them extra morale across the battlefield. So another kind of just shot to the jugular here of the home team, who's quickly collapsing under the all-out assault here of Macedon, Iceni, and Carthage. Not much left from Carthage, but regardless, I believe Hannibal's still alive in that 10-man bodyguard. That is a savage defeat there, and I'm not saying that to like bash on the players for the home team here. It was a savage defeat, but again, that's not meant to bash on someone. They went for a strategy that was high risk, high reward. It did not pay off in this case, and that happens sometimes in battles. But you know what? If you don't ever try something, it'll certainly never work. And so I don't mean to throw that out there as like, oh my gosh, how could they? No, I mean, this is fun. I do this kind of stuff from time to time too, where you get a cool idea. It didn't exactly work out the way you wanted to here. Ninja Keeper unfortunately didn't get to send these Sardinian champions in the way he wanted. War definitely had some amazing skirmish power here, but the Rhodians for Massamax just absolutely taking a dump all over them. I mean, that was rough. The Rhodians, but Rhodian slingers are brutal. They are very powerful. And archers are good too. I think the only way that the Rhodians go down here is if you had some good positioning with your archers. Galatia still had its cavalry to protect, and these archers combine with the slingers at the same time to get a hold of the Rhodians. Now, in that case, I'm assuming Massamax probably just moves back and tries to make life more difficult. But if that's the case, when he moves back, whatever units start to turn around, you start shooting them in the back with the archers, or start targeting cavalry or chariots, other stuff like that. So this definitely could have been a very deadly combination from Kush. And then Hannibal's heir, I mean, don't get me wrong, a man after my own heart here of playing aggressive, though it was a little bit too aggressive in this case. But, I mean, if you're going to go for it, I guess just go for it. So Hannibal's heir goes all in, and, you know, I can't fault someone with a name that wonderful either. Vortigant Sauce doing a nice job here with the Iceni. Painted ones are brutal in this game mode. I used some in my battle not too long ago. I don't know if you'll remember that, but whenever I was playing Iceni, I used them. They can be really good in the right scenarios. I think I racked up a bunch of kills like that with 1-2. Swordband are good on the charge. They're not good for much outside of that, but with the right buffs and support, they're pretty dangerous because numbers are a big deal at these lower funds. Booty here with Carthage doing a great job with the cavalry, stayed home, able to help fend off Galatia, and then support in the end. Those Numidian cavalry all had a great performance, and like I saw with Massamax, I mean, really nice works there with those Rhodian slingers and the pike support behind the cheaper infantry. So nice combination. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll be back with more soon.